What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered on Blacktide TV. In the video today, we'll be talking about the upcoming Call of Duty Modern Warfare, but at least until September 12th when the open beta starts, I won't have gameplay of that. So we're sticking with Modern Warfare Remastered in the meantime. Now, for these Call of Duty Hype Train videos, I could potentially post Black Ops 4 gameplay, given that it's the latest in the Call of Duty franchise. If you guys are interested in Black Ops 4 gameplay over Modern Warfare Remastered, let me know in the comment section down below. I've been sticking with Modern Warfare Remastered, given that this is kind of the game they're intending to replicate this year with Modern Warfare, and there's a lot of crossover there. So for example, in the gameplay today, I'm using the P90 because recently in the Call of Duty news cycle, the P90 was revealed to be added to Modern Warfare. You can use that weapon in the upcoming game, and I thought, well, I'll use the P90 in Modern Warfare Remastered, and then you've kind of got some translation there. So let me know in the comment section, Modern Warfare Remastered or Black Ops 4 for future Call of Duty Modern Warfare videos, at least until we get beta gameplay. In the video today, I'd like to give my 2 cents on what I've taken the liberty of calling RadarGate, the latest controversy to plague Call of Duty Modern Warfare concerning the existence of a minimap in multiplayer. You see, Call of Duty Modern Warfare was designed to no longer accommodate a minimap radar GPS, at least until a player earns one via kill streaks. And there are a number of ways that you can earn a radar sweep in Call of Duty Modern Warfare multiplayer, but that seems to be going over a lot of players' heads. Players, in quotations, because most of the people making a stink about this controversy aren't even playing the game. They have not played the game, they've witnessed Call of Duty multiplayer reveal gameplay, and they've jumped to conclusions. I probably shouldn't be so surprised given it's a Call of Duty community that we're talking about here, no offense, but during the multiplayer reveal livestream itself, the devs have already tackled this issue and provided us with their solution to no longer having a minimap in the game. The minimap is rather obstructive to the heads-up display and not exactly realistic, to say the least. Players don't have a large enough attention span to accommodate both the minimap and the larger gameplay as a whole, so they aren't appreciating the game that the developers have built for them. Instead, they're appreciating a small square in the corner of their screen because they can't keep their eyes off of it. It leads to a lot of UAV whoring, as I like to call it, or over-reliance on the UAV, where players will simply stare at the corner of their screen and they'll pre-fire corners and they'll just sit in a corner and wait for people to come around that corner because they see them coming on the UAV. And I am absolutely just as guilty of this as anyone else because having a UAV has made it too easy to do that in Call of Duty in years past. But I am a big fan of no longer having a radar, no longer having a minimap, especially given that I'm a hardcore player. I've been playing hardcore for years, and in hardcore, there is no UAV until you earn one. And that is what they're basically setting out to do with core modes this time around. Not having a minimap is not the end of the world. At first, it could be a confidence killer for a lot of players because they won't be charging into rooms without knowing all of the information first, and it could potentially lead to more camping, especially out of newer players that are struggling to learn the maps. It makes spawn predictions a little more difficult because you cannot see your teammates on the radar. That's the biggest complaint I've seen so far, and it could overall lead to a slower game. But I think as players start to learn the power positions on the maps, and objective-based game modes is completely different, but in like Team Deathmatch, if you start to learn where you need to go, where all the gunfights are happening, after a month max, people will figure it out. You won't need the radar to know where all the action is happening. Not having a radar, in my opinion, and also likely the opinion of Infinity Ward themselves, drives up player interactivity and productivity. Because you no longer have the means of finding where enemies are by yourself on your own without any communication, you're now forced to communicate with your team. You're supposed to be using your teammates to get an idea of where the enemies are. You're supposed to be communicating, giving callouts, helping each other to find and eliminate the enemies. They want this game to be much more realistic, much more squad-based, and not having a minimap makes players interact with each other. It makes it much more difficult to do the lone wolf thing, and that is not a design flaw. That is undoubtedly intentional. But I hear what you're saying. You want to do your own thing. You want to play solo. There's a ton of solo players. I myself am often one. And you want to be able to find enemies on your own. Well, bully for you, there are a number of alternatives to the minimap this time around. First and foremost, the blackout numbered compass makes a return. Nearly every Call of Duty multiplayer experience features some type of compass. For example, look in the top left corner of the screen above the radar, there is a compass there, but it has never been more prominent as it is in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, just the way that it is in Blackout. So in Blackout Modern Warfare multiplayer, across the entire top of the screen, there's a large compass with compass headings as well as numbers 0 through 360 so that you can give detailed callouts to your teammates. Even if you were playing solo, you can listen to your teammates giving callouts. They could call out a certain number, a certain direction of where an enemy could be, and that's going to help you to find enemies. Again, they're intending for player interaction there. They're trying to give you more reason to communicate with your team rather than doing it by yourself. That being said, the number one way of doing it by yourself was mentioned in the Call of Duty multiplayer reveal by the developers themselves, and that is player outlines. So in Call of Duty Black Ops 4, there's a perk known as Squad Link, where you can see your teammates through walls. From one end of the map to the other, there's an outline around your teammates, and you know where your teammates are at all times simply by scanning around the map. That is a feature of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That is the replacement for the minimap and where you can find information on where the enemy is spawning. Similar to how people have used the minimap in the past, if you quickly scan the map and find that a number of your teammates' outlines are all in one specific area, the enemies are likely spawning elsewhere. And most people arguing for the radar in Modern Warfare seem to forget this ever happening, but they mentioned this in the live stream that in pre-alpha builds of Modern Warfare, they were playing with this outline system, and it was simply for the multiplayer reveal itself that part of the game broke. For whatever reason, that broke in that build of the game, and they said it will be returning for the beta, and after the beta, you can give your criticisms. They've already reached out. Infinity Ward has already said, okay, we hear you on the minimap, but in the reveal, that part was broken, this outline system that's going to be replacing the minimap. And we'd like for you guys to experience that before you start ripping our heads off about adding a map back into the game, because it was their intention to not have a map in the game to begin with. Again, unless you earn one. And there are 3 kill streaks that will provide you with a minimap in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. The first is the personal radar, which, exactly as it sounds, is a radar for you and you alone. The second is the classic UAV that provides a sweep for your entire team. And third, last but not least, the advanced UAV Hater Orbital VSAT, that is returning in Modern Warfare that will give you enemy player directions too. So let's stop overreacting as a community by saying there is no radar in Modern Warfare. There is most certainly a radar in the game. You'll just have to put in the work to earn it like you do in hardcore modes. Not to mention we have player outlines now. So in my opinion, this is a real first world problem if you ask me, and most players will be over it by the second week of the beta. But let me know what you think of RadarGate in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.